Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Abhijit Chakraborty sir's special class. CBSE has uploaded sample question paper for the Term-2 examination 2022. I am discussing about sample question paper, especially class 10 English language and literature, as well as class 10 sample question paper of English core. So sample question paper, what will be the sample question paper? Now we are going to discuss about the sample question paper. I'm sharing the screen, and after that you can see the sample question paper. What will be the format of the sample question paper and what will be the sample question paper? As you can see from here, this is a class 12 sample question paper, and you can see this is the class 10 sample question paper. CBSE has uploaded sample question paper. Not only the sample question paper, but also CBSE has uploaded marking scheme as well as. So first of all, we are discussing about sample question paper of class 10. You can see the sample question paper of class 10. There is language and literature. Now, according to the Term 1 examination, MCQs questions only framed. Now, it will be a descriptive question paper, though maximum marks will be 40 and time allowed will be 2 hours. So, in the question paper will be divided into 3 groups. That is reading part. That is, you can see the reading part. You can see this is the reading part, writing and grammar part, and third would be the literature part. So, how it will be? How it will be divided. Reading part, 10 marks will be there. For writing and grammar part, as well as it will be on 10 marks, and literature part, it will be on 20 marks. So it will be maximum marks. What I have told you, that maximum marks will be 40. As you can see, the maximum marks will be 40. Here you can see. So now we are going to discuss about the first one. Now we are going to discuss about the first one. Now we are discussing about the question paper, the reading part. The first part will be the reading part. Now we are going to discuss about the reading part. So here you can see the first we are going to the reading part. If we are going to the reading part, you can see that in some according to sample question paper, 10 marks will be allotted. According to sample question paper, 10 marks will be allotted. So first of all, section unseen passages will be there. You can see the unseen passages. There is a common unseen passage. Here you can see the common unseen passage. And after that, based on the understanding of the passage, any 5 questions from the 6 given below. So that means 6 questions will be provided, and you need to answer 5 questions. You need to answer 5 questions out of 6 questions. So all the marks will carry, each and every question will carry 1 marks each. Now, what will be the question pattern? Very important. What will be the question pattern? Because it is not like other, board exam of previous board exam. Now CBSE has changed the curriculum, changed the syllabus and everything. So now it is not like the previous question paper. It is the new format type of question paper. And whenever you are giving the answer, it will be neither prototype answer. It will be based upon your values, your concept. Your concept should be clear. Now the first question, you can see, what does the writer mean by calling handicraft a valued tradition? That means specified word or words or the sentence will be there. And referring to the word or words or sentence, they will be asking about the meaning. That will be the number 1. Now, second part, very important. Rewrite the following sentence by replacing the underlined phrase, which word means the same lines from lines 5 to 15. If it continues, the work action, work plus vacation trend will be a powerful boost to domestic tourism operators. Following to make a progress. Following to make a progress. What will be the replacement of underlined phrases? That means idioms or phrase. You should know about the idioms, you should know about the phrase, and where we are going to use the idioms and phrase, that you should know about that. Otherwise, you cannot give the answer. So the basic thing is that what you know beforehand, what you have you know about that. So your perception should be clear. Your perception on the language or the literature part, that should be clear. Now we are coming to the next, third. State two reasons why artisans are choosing to work via machine rather than handicraft tools. So here also the two reasons that you can get from the unseen passages, you can easily get from the unseen passages. So number 5 is very important. Number 5 and number 6. Number 5, you can see the least one likely impact of the supports of government and private sector towards the culture of making handicraft. So you should make one list after reading the whole unseen passages. You should make a list. So it is not only that, it is not like the MCQs questions of others. It is like that, how you are going to implement that, how you understood from after reading the following chapters. Number 6, you can see the how does the writer justify an artist act of abandoning her or his traditional craft for more lucrative options. So all the questions, why I am telling you, why I am discussing about you, why I am explaining about you, because all the questions will be not only the value based, but also that you should read the question paper very well. If you don't read the question paper well, if you don't have to, you don't understand the question paper well, then you cannot give the answer. So keep in mind that answer, while giving the answer, you should know about all those things. Now we are coming to the next part of number 2. Very important is the number 2. Here also same 6 options will be given. You can see the 6 options will be given. 6 questions have been given, and out of 6 questions you need to give the 5 answer. And all the question will carry same marks. Same marks means 1. So here you can see that in this whole unseen passages, in the whole unseen passage, you can see that yes, a table has been given. So it is kind of analytical paragraph. It is kind of analytical answer, analytical passage, unseen passage. So on the basis of this analytical passage, you need to give the answer. You can see the answer. Why do the research called pollution flip side of festival? Comment, very important, this very important here. Previously we have seen, and here we can see that comment on the significance of the subject, second objective of the study with reference to the lines of 7 to 12. So what will be the 7 to 12? You can see the 7 to 12. Here you can see first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So from this 7 to 12 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here to the whole passage, you need to give answer referring all those lines. Justify the research recommendation for limiting the drastic impact of festival pollution on the environment with reference to the line 16 to 21. Now, what will be the answer and how will be the answer? Just I'm going through that. You can see that this is the class 10 question paper. Just I'm giving you the short description about the marking scheme. Otherwise, you don't give the answer. Here you can see the marking scheme. Here you can see the marking scheme. On the basis of the marking scheme, it is very clear what will be the answer. Suppose a question number, you can see this is the question number. This is the question number 2, and that is Roman 1 and Roman 2. So we are going to the question number 2, Roman 1 and Roman 2. Here you can see value points. What was the question? If I am considering this, comment on the significance of the second objective of the study with reference to lines 7 to 12. What will be the value points? How you are going to give? Second objective is exploring solutions. Significance, that important of knowing steps that need to be taken to address the problem investigated in the research, or knowing what are the immediate actions that need to be implemented to address the issue studied, helps focus on what needs to be corrected and what needs to be avoided to solve the problem focused on in the research. So here you can see the value. So how you are going, how the teacher will award the marks? Award maximum 1 marks for the mention of on any value significance. So there is no partial credit. So Here you can see number 3. You can see the number 3. I'm showing you number 3. Justify the research recommendation for limiting the drastic impact of festival pollution on the environment with reference to the lines 16 to 21. What they want, what the marking scheme want, according to the marking scheme, here you can see the marking scheme, according to the marking scheme, they want research recommendation. What will be the research recommendation? Strict rules. And justification: strict rules are better than a total ban, because banning does not serve the purpose of awareness, and people do not generally conform to banning and tend to revolt, and strict rules pose some restriction but still give the needed freedom. So how the marks will be awarded? You can see the marks, how the marks will be awarded. The learner is required to state the recommendation and then defend it against the other stated alternative. So that is very important. So comment on the significance of the second objective study with the reference to the line. So if you are going, suppose in question number 3, justify the research recommendation for limiting drastic impact of festival pollution. So what marking scheme want? That the learner is required to state the recommendation, and after that then defend it against the other stated alternatives. So read the question paper properly, otherwise you cannot give the answer. If you are referring to the answer, suppose here in the question paper they don't want that you are just write it down from the unseen passage. Few of the lines you can write it down. It is not like that. You should write in your own. You should write in your own, because they want a justification with your comment, nothing else. Justification with your comment. Question number 5, you can see question number 5. Even though a larger number of people say no to bursting crackers than those who say yes, festival pollution persists. How does evidence from table 1 support this system? So you can see that question number 5. What will be the question number 5? Why? What needs to be written? The learner is required to study table 1 and choose the data that indicates what number or percentage of people partake in activities that add to pollution. That means that award maximum 1 marks for the mentioning of 1 point, identification and listing of percentage. So it is not easy that you are just, you can see that those things very important. And partial marks, where we can award the partial marks. So it is very clear from the perspective of CBSE that what should be written, what should be written. Otherwise some of the students are there, some few of the students are there, most of the students sometimes referring to the contest and just giving what has been given in the unseen passage. It is not like that. They want your answer, your comment from your point of view. Otherwise they will not, award marks cannot be awarded to the students. So keep in mind, all the students, you should keep in mind that you need to give your comment, you need to write in your own, otherwise marks cannot be awarded to you. Now we are coming to the section B of the writing and grammar. You can see that grammar portion 10 marks, writing and grammar portion 10 marks are there, and 10 marks will be divided into 5 plus 5. So attempt anyone, that means 5 marks will be there. Study the concept chart from the self-help magazine section of a monthly publication. You can see that chart has been given. On the basis of the chart, what you need to write, the self-help magazine section of monthly publication. Very important. Self-help position, write a paragraph with not more than 120 words, analyzing the listed responses to the situation when one faces setbacks. So that means it is not easy to write it down. It is not easy. It is conceptual things. You can see the whole diagram. If you go through the whole diagram, you can see the situation, setback, experience, feeling upset, inability to process fully. So read the whole diagram, and after that, what you understood, and after that you can write. Otherwise, you cannot write. It is not easy. I have told you, I am going to tell you that it is not easy. And 5 marks will be there. You can see the 5 marks. So anyone from the question number 1 or Roman 1 and Roman 2, anyone you can attend. Here you can see that you are Samina Zaveri. class 10, Vadodara, Gujarat, you come across the following information on a local libraries notice period board. Create your own board game competition, create an educational board game, send it to the, you can see that what has been given in the notice board, and after that it is written that you wish to participate but require more information, write a letter to Team Toggle Games Private Limited in 120 words. So it is a normal thing, but something has been added. Also inquire about specification of solo and group entries. That means while you are writing the letter, I mean, whatever the requirement you can ask for, and another requirement will be there, another inquiry will be there. The specification should be given on the solo or group entries. That means if someone has not mentioning this, that means marks cannot be awarded to the students. Marks will be deducted from there. So keep in mind all those things. Now we are coming to the grammar portion. Grammar portion, you can see that 3 marks will be there. 3 marks from that integrated grammar. The following paragraph has been given. Whatever the grammar part, whatever you have performed the grammar part, it is almost at par with the previous syllabus of the previous years. And here you can see the conversation between the teacher and the student to complete the passage that follows. So it is integrated grammar. 3 marks will be question number 4 and 2 marks from the question number 5. So that means 5 plus 5. 5 from the writing part and 5 from the grammar. So 10 marks will be there from the writing and the grammar part, and section be completed. Now we are coming to the section C. Very important section C, and 20 marks will be there. And 6 questions has been given. 6 questions that all the questions will need 30 to 40 words. You need to answer with the answer within 30 to 40 words. And keep in mind all the marks, all the question will carry 2 marks each. So what will be the question? You can see the question. What is the significance of the Buddha's request for a handful of mastership and the addition of a condition to it? There is a normal question. You can write it down as a normal. But second is not very normal, because you need to, you need to learn more things. Justify how animals by Dr. Walt Whiteman is a criticism of mankind and its way. Very important. Criticism of mankind. So, according to the marking scheme, if I am going through the marking scheme, as you can see the marking scheme, just I'm showing you the marking scheme. Otherwise, you cannot give the answer. I'm just showing you the marking scheme. So, according to the marking scheme, you should go with the marking scheme. Here you can see the first number. There is a question number 2. What will be the guidance? The question indicates that the examiner knows that the poet appreciates the animal for the display of virtues, and hence that requires no elaboration. The question requires an explanation of criticism of mankind and evidence to justify. Now, how we are going to give you the marks as a teacher? How I can award the marks? So, award 1 marks for full explanation of the 2 strands, criticism and evidence. So in the question, you can see that criticism is 1 marks will be there, criticism of mankind, and its way. Its way, that means the evidence. If there will be criticism, that is half marks. Evidence, that will be half marks. So here you can see award half mark for the partial explanation. So 2 explanation will be needed. So please read the question properly. If there will be a 2 questions, suppose there is a, you can see the 2 questions. One is a criticism of mankind and its way, its way. So there will be 2 answers will be there. So if there will be 2 answers, so try to be or try to write in 2 paragraphs. It will be better to write in the 2 paragraphs. So easily the teacher can identify that. Otherwise, teacher could not identify this. So now you can see the comment on the tone of the speaker, where when she says, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? That means a reference to the context will be given, a sentence will be given on the basis of the sentence, on the reference to the context. Explanation, they can ask you the explanation. Now we are going to the next part. Here you can see a ballad includes the telling of a tale as well as a surprise ending. Using Evidence from the poem explain how these features are included in the tale of Castor the Dragon. That means they are not referring it is the, yes, they are referring it is a ballad. They know about the ballad. There is a heroic poem, but they are asking that using evidence from the poem. You can go through the marking scheme. If you go through the marking scheme, you can see that the question indicates that the examiner knows the elements of ballad, as I told you, that the poem has a few and hence the requires no elaboration. Now, how I am going to give you the marks, how I am awarding the marks. So here you can see the content. Award 1 marks for full explanation of the two strands, tail and surprise ending. So there will be, this is the question, there will be evidence, and in the evidence you can see two surprise elements will be there, and also the tail. Tail and surprise element. What is the tail of the dragon? What the others characters are there? In being and mastered, what are the other characters, and surprise ending? What will be the surprise ending? What will be the surprise ending? Because how Castor the dragon has performed well, has done bravely against all odds, but last the conclusive is that consequence is that yes, in being and master, they have been called the bravest, as well as who wants the cage? The dragon. So all those things will be incorporated in your question, in your answer. Now we are coming to the next question, number 5. Which two issues about himself convinced Lomov of his decision to get married? So if they are asking two issues, that means 1 marks will be awarded on the one issue, and 1 marks will be awarded another issue. That means separate paragraphs should be written. In separate paragraph, you should write. It will be better for you. Now we are coming to the question number 7. Question number 7, that will, you can see that 120 words will be there, and that will carry 4 marks. Here in this question, 6 to 2 marks has been carried, and now 4 marks will be carried here. What will be the 4 marks question paper? Here you can see the first question. Parents play a critical role in the upbringing of their children. Critically examine the parents of Holy and Ebride, highlighting their impact on their children's lives. That means, question setter is not asking about Holy or the character of Ebride. They are asking about the character of Ebride and Holy, and keep in mind how to upbringing of their children. So what will be the marking scheme? How the CBSE wants. CBSE wants, you can see that this is the descriptive position, and what will be the answer? You can see the sustain, clear and develop personal response to the task, well developed and justifies argument, evidence for the character, largely a reasonably well developed personal response to the task, clear justification, arguments, evidence for the character, fairly competent personal responses to the task. So how marks will be awarded? Here you can see 2 marks will be awarded if there will be sustained, clear, developed personal response to the task. If there will be largely reasonable, well developed personal response to the task, then 1.5 marks will be awarded. So this is called the description for content. And that means if there will be a question will carry 4 marks, the 4 marks will be divided into 2 positions or divided in 2 parts. That is, one is content, and other is the coherence of position. So now CBSE absolutely make it clear. CBSE has made it clear absolutely that how you can award the mark. If the students has written on the basis of those things, then 2 marks will be awarded, half marks will be awarded, 1 marks and half marks will be awarded. So it is, they have made it clear to whom you can award the full marks. Here you can the coherence and cohesion, you can see carefully structured content with the beginning and middle and end and highly relevant ideas presented cohesively. That makes the 2 marks can be awarded to him. So on the basis of these points, first question I have told you that introductory sentence, what will be the question? I have told you about the question about the Holy and Ebride, how to upbringing of their children, examining the characters and examine from the point of view of the parents. You can see the students may draw upon these following. Introductory sentence, crucial and indelible role played by parents. Parents influence their children both indirectly or directly. And critical examination. Now we are going to the critical examination. Richard Ebright's mother. What is the character of Ebright's mother? How Ebright's mother always supported Ebright and invested time and energy, how she has invested time and energy. And from the Bholi's point of view, Bholi's parents' point of view, they are uncaring, indifferent, biased, insensitive. Traditional outlook will be there and did not bother to groom her. Those are the relevant topics. Those are the relevance that you can point it out from there. And from the concluding part, what would be the concluding part? You can see the contribution and the companionship of the parents cannot be denied. Love, care, guidance from the parents make a difference. So you need to make it. I mean, you need to conclude that what will be the character and what will be the projected character of a parent. How the parent can promote his word or her words. That is the idea that you are going to point it out. So after critically examining those things, so CBSE has pointed out. I'm telling the students that CBSE has given marking scheme. So on the basis of the marking scheme, whom we can award the full marks, whom we can award the 4 out of 4, whom we can award the 3.5 out of 4, whom we can award 3 out of 4. So everything has been very clearly has been given by CBSE. And the last question, you can see the last question. Farce is a kind of comedy which includes situation and dialogues that are ridiculous, exaggerated, and even absurd. Evaluate the play, the proposal as a farce. Very important. Evaluate the play, the proposal as a farce. Excellent question. Excellent question, because farce doesn't mean that it is a ridiculous or exaggeration and the absurd things. More things will be there on the basis of the situation and the dialogues. On the basis of the situation and the dialogue and the character, how you are going to term it, the proposal as a farce. So evaluate, very important. Please stress upon this line, evaluate, how you are going to evaluate the play, the proposal as a farce. So this is the class 10 question paper that I have told you. Now we are coming to the class 12 question paper. The class 12 question paper, English, all the things are same. Reading part. You can see the reading part. Some changes will be there from the marking. So reading part will be carried 14 marks from the reading part. In class 10, we have seen the reading part will carry 10 marks. But in class 12, for the class 12, we have seen the reading part will carry 14 marks. So how 14 marks will be divided? You can see that based on the understanding, any 8 questions from the 9 given. That means 8 questions, first of all, you need to give the answer of 8 questions. That means it will carry the 8 marks. And all the question will carry 1 marks. So you can see the 1 marks. What will be the question? You can say, if you go through that question paper, you can see that same thing has been given in English class 12 also. Here you can see the state one trait of the writer that is evident from the lines of 5 and 10 and provide a reason of your choice. Very important. This question is very important. You need to try to find out the trait, the character of the writer, which is evident on those lines. If you have found the trait or the character in line 12, you cannot include it. You cannot include. You need to be, or you need to specify. On the specify lines has been given 5 to 10 and provide reason of your choice. Why you are telling, why you are accessing, why you are explaining these things. That yes, from the 5 and 10 lines, what is the trait, and you need to explain. So you need to go through the chapter, you need to go through the answering passage very carefully, otherwise you cannot give the answer. Now we are coming to the next question number 5. Rewrite the given sentence by replacing the underlined phrase. I have told you that you should know about the phrase, you should know about the idioms. So try to figure out that what is called the phrase and what is called the idioms. If you don't know about the phrase and the idioms, you cannot give the answer. So try to find out what is phrase and what is idioms. Otherwise, you cannot find out. You cannot give the answer. Now we are going to the next number 2. So first question, for question number 1, you need to give 8 question. Out of 9 question, 9 question will be there, and out of 9 question, 8 8 question you need to give the answer. Now question number 2, 6 questions will be there. 6 question, also a chart has been given, that is analytical, the paragraph analytical chart will be there. You can see the analytical chart. You can see the analytical chart, that is sample percentage of the food consumption pattern is displayed. So here also same thing, that 7 questions has been given, and out of 7 questions, 6 questions you need to give the answer. So that means 8 plus 6, that will carry 14 marks. And in this 6 question, you can see that why is the survey of the food consumption of adolescents undertaken. This type of question will be there, and identify a word from 9 to 8 indicating that the questionnaire was specifically designed to be completed by respondent without intervention of the researcher collecting the data. So all those things will be taken into consideration. So you can see the question marks. So 8 plus 6, 14 question. Now we are coming to the writing portion. Writing portion, 8 marks will be there. Not like class 10. Class 10 has been given 10 marks. It is given 8 marks. That means 14 plus 8. That means 22. 22 marks have been covered from section A and section B. Now we are going to the writing portion. Writing portion, you can see that you are Natasha, residing in Pune. Your cousins for the same city is hosting your grandmother's 80th birth anniversary and has extended an invite to you. He has requested your assistance. So draft a letter of acceptance. It is a very normal thing. Invitation letter, whether you are accepting the invitation, whether you are denying the invitation or rejecting the invitation, that is a direct thing, and that will carry 3 marks. Now, second part, that means in question number 3, only 1 question will be given and there is no alternative. Extra question, any extra question has not been given. But here you can, question number 4, A and B, alternative questions will be there, and that will carry 5 marks. So you can see that you are Shantanu residing at Ghar B94, Bonimela Road, Malgiri. You come across the following classified advertisement. So it is an advertisement. Write a letter about this applying for the post of the volunteer. So situation pattern, you can see that this is the advertisement. On the basis of the advertisement, you need to write your you need to apply for that. Now B, the effort of 400 volunteers working with NGO literacy in the district of Malgiri, Odisha was lauded by the district collector, Sri V. Singh IS, as a staff reporter. So as a staff reporter, so it will be the question, it will be the first, it will be you are applying in the letter, you are applying for that, and second will be there in question number B. You can see this is the report, write a report. As a reporter you are writing, so that is the normal things. In 5 months will be provided and 5 months will be there. In question number 3, 3 months will be there and there is no alternative. In question number 4, you can take one alternative or you can get one alternative. Now we are coming to the literature portion. So literature portion, that means 18 marks will be there. At 18 marks, first of all, in question number 5, you need to give the answer of 5 questions out of 6. 6 will be there, and out of 5 you need to give the answer, and each question will carry 2 marks. But how will be the question? How will be the marking scheme? That we should know about that. So here we can start with that. A mistaken identity led to a discovery of a new one for the rat trap tattler. How did this impact him? So what will be the marking scheme? Very important. What will be the marking scheme? If you don't know about the marking scheme, you cannot give the answer. Just I'm going through the marking scheme, and you can go through the marking scheme. After that, you could realize that how you are going to give the answer, because according to the marking scheme, you need to go. Just I'm giving you the idea. Just wait, I'm giving you the idea about the marking scheme and how you are going to write with the marking scheme. Here, Here we can find question number 5. Yes, this is the question number 5. This is the marking scheme of the question number 5. So what will be the answer? The examiner knows about the mistaken identity. Here's that requires no elaboration here. The response needs to address how the mistaken identity affected influenced him. So who will be taken or who will be awarded with 1 marks? So you can see the content from the content. If someone has written inclusion of one of anyone's impact with explanation, we can award 1 marks. For expression, 1 marks will be awarded. Who, whom we can award the marks? Answer: organized effectively, usage of words and effect cause. So that will be the answer. That means that a mistaken identity, yeah, it was a mistaken identity from Hitler's father on the peddler and in the rat trap peddler, and identity to a discovery of a new one for the rat trap peddler. So it will be a new one for the rat trap peddler. And how did this impact him? What was the mistaken or mistake that Hitler's father has done the mistakes, and from that mistakes, what has been created? The atmosphere has been created. So everything will be discussed in this manner. Now we are coming to the next one. As the host of a talk show, introduce Rajkumar Shukla to the audience by stating any 2 of his defining qualities. You may begin your answer like this. Meet Rajkumar Shukla, the man who played a pivotal in the Champaran movement. That means direct question has not been given. That means in question number 2, direct question has not been given. Instead of that, the question has been made, and the question has been very tricky. This question has been very tricky. As the host of talk show, introduce Rajkumar Shukla to the audience. So, from the Indigo or the Champaran movement, from the Indigo, the point of view of from the Indigo. So, everything that is very different thing, very different thing. So, what will be the marking scheme? If you go through the marking scheme, you can see. Just wait, I'm telling you the marking scheme. Yes, this is the marking scheme. So, how you are going to point it out? The examiner knows the sequence of the incident that transferred the role of the Gandhi. Hence, that requires no elaboration. The question requires characteristics of Rajkumar Shukla. That means Rajkumar Shukla will be alive. Now Rajkumar Shukla will be live. And Rajkumar Shukla will discuss about the movement. That means value points. What will be the value point? Determine and resolution, persevering, dedication, or any other value quality. That will be included in the question number 2. Now we are coming to the question number 3. Adrian Rich chose to express her silent revolt to the poem, just as Jennifer did with her embroidery. So embroidery, on Jennifer's embroidery, that is a kind of a revolt against her husband. So Adrian Rich, while writing or while creating the character of Aunt Jennifer or Aunt Jennifer Tigers, how she has revolted against all odds against the society, male-dominated society. Now we are coming to the next, number 4. Rationalize why Keats uses metaphor, an endless fountain of immortal drink in his poem. That means metaphor which has been beautified in A Theme of Beauty by John Keats, that will be discussed. Endless fountain of immortal drink. It will be an endless fountain of immortal drink. What is the immortality? How you are evoking the immortality, and how immortality has been coincided with endless fountain. Which is endless? That is immortal. How it has become endless, how it has become immortal, that all will be discussed in a metaphor, because it is John Keats has discussed about it. It is a metaphorically discussed about it. Now we are coming to the question number 6. Question number 6 that will carry 4 marks. I mean, that is a value-based question, and that will be 4 marks. Just I am discussing about 2 things. How does John Keats or Keats' poem A Theme of Beauty appeal richly to the senses, stimulating the reader's inner side as well as the sense of touch and smell? So that means You need to specify all those things. You need to specify those things about the sense. You need to specify stimulating the reader's inner sight, how, as well as a sense of touch and smell. So three things you need to elaborate. Otherwise, you cannot give the marks. Otherwise, you cannot get the marks. I'm repeating you. Here you can see that what will be the value? You can see the John Keats description allow the deeper perception of the imagery, converting it into a live-like experience, stimulating the reader's inner sight. That is the introduction. They have started with introduction, and after the justification, what will be the justification of the imagery and the wordplay? The cooling comfort of the bower, dancing daffodils in its green environs, in the babbling stream and the mid-forest break with the mask, the rose blooms evoke our imagination, and the stories might. So you can see the different paragraphs has been created. So it is better that you can write in the different paragraphs. The story is mighty, and the doom that befalls them appeal to our intellect, and the endless fountain may be an illusion of the fountain of youth. However, yes, sublimity effect on the reader. That means the question, if there will be the question here, in this question you can find that the you need to give the answer of the senses, stimulating the reader's sight. Number two, touch and smell. So four. If there will be four answers, that means four paragraphs should be there. So if there will be fourth paragraph, then it will be very easy for the examiner to check your papers. Now last, I'm going to the last. Biographies include features and non-fiction text, factual information, different text structures such as description, sequence, comparison, cause, effect, and problem and solution. Examine indigo in the light of the statement. Very important, and not only very important, you have to go through the chapter indigo. It is not only the chapter, not only the character, how you are going to find out the non-fiction text. It is a non-fiction text. It is a kind of a biography text. So factual information, what are the factual information you would get? The different text structures such as description, sequence, and comparison. What will be the different set of structure? So if you are going through the marking scheme, you can see the focus on indigo being an excerpt and biography, and after that you need to try to find out the explanation, content, record and order of occurrence, point of comparison between people, action and impact, problem solution, conflict and resolution. So all things will be incorporated with this. So everything will be incorporated with this, and whenever you are giving the answer, try to give your own answer. Try to write in your own. Otherwise, you cannot give the answer. So CBSE has already shared the marking scheme. So go through the marking scheme, go through the SQ or sample question paper. If there will be any problem, I am going to discuss in my next video also how the answer will be there, how you are going to read the chapter, how you are explaining in yourself what will be the answer, and how you are going through those obstacles. So I'm going to discuss about this. So thank you everyone, and please subscribe my channel to get the detail of CBSE class 10 and class 12 English and other things also. Thank you everyone. Have a good day.